Good evening, our Patriot family, and welcome to another episode of the Patriot Brothers. I'm your producer, host, and Patriot brother Zachary Smouse, and with me are your Patriot brothers, the Appalachian Reaper and the Conservative Patriot. On today's episode, we will have an open panel for our Patriot family to discuss what they have on their mind. But before we open it up, we have decided to make a secondary channel if something happens to me or if this channel gets struck down. It's called the Patriot Express.
That's right.
Yeah.
Zach has started a second channel, and that channel is going to be, if Zach has some sort of issues, because he's in control of this channel specifically, and he'll still be in control of the other channel. But if something were to happen to him, me or TCP, we can log on and still give you guys a show. Keep things up. That way we can be more consistent on our show time. I wonder how everybody's doing tonight. Let us know how you're doing in the chat. I know we had a few curveballs hit us this morning with the indictment that went out. After they released a statement saying they weren't be pursuing an indictment, they come out and hit his company with an indictment anyway. That I think that's all kind of got us worried, but we know that he will beat it.
Oh yeah.
They've been doing this witch hunt for how many years on us now, TCP? 6 years? Since he announced
4 years.
Well, he announced he would be running maybe a year before, so maybe 5 years. This will be the 6th year, I'd say.
No. Since the day he put his hand in the Bible, that's when they started to go after him.
Well, not really, because you got to think. Hillary had her whole ordeal spying on his campaign before he was ever. So that's
the thing. He didn't know at the time until after he became president.
Well, I know that, but they've had him under close observation for at least 5 or 6 years now. Yeah. It's continuing in 2021, so that makes me think it'll be another 6, 7, 8 years they will continue to put him under a microscope and try to ruin his name unless something drastic changed. I watched
They got nothing on them. They just feel the Trump derangement syndrome. That's all it is.
Well, I heard through an article online, this is all over him giving one of his manager's grandsons tuition, and because he give it to the manager instead of the grandson, but he gave it to the manager for his grandson's tuition, and he gave him straight money for it. So they're considering that untaxed money, which is ridiculous. I seen the piece from the article. Zach seen it today. We both watched the same video because I sent Zach the same video, and I also sent Zach a video of the when Trump was down at the border in Texas, and there were some weird things said in that meeting that makes you think that they are thinking he might possibly be back in control again. Why else would they bring him there? I don't. They were saying some strange things, weren't they, Zach?
Yeah. 14 people in the house. Right on.
Hey, Craig, come back whenever you can, brother. You're more than welcome over here. Steve, I'm glad you had a decent day. Terry, blessings to you and your family. I think a lot of people feel like Trump is still our president, and I feel like a lot of people think he's coming back. But we have to wait till August to see what comes crumbling down the pipe.
Hey, TJ.
Oh, we know he won. There's no doubt about that, Code. Hey, Carla.
Yeah, I think we're gonna see the biggest revival in our history.
TJ. Yeah, patience is key.
Mm-hmm.
See,
Hey, Stormy.
Marv, Stephen Wolfram. Yeah, he had plans to go to the border
He was also invited by the Texas governor.
2 weeks ago is when his plans started because he was invited by the Texas governor after he would already. I mean, this invitation came to him after Joe Biden was already supposedly in the White House. Hey, Porch.
What's up, fellow Patriots? How you doing, Porch? Oh, I like that logo.
Jason, you were saying some crazy stuff in the chat before, but we like you. We love you, brother.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, Steve, they played
it.
They played it like she went to the border, but she went to the part that had no damn problems at all. And Jeremy the Jester, it's nice to see you on here this evening, brother. I'm not sure, but I'd heard that you got in your new house. Is that true, did he, Zach? Hell yeah, brother. I'm happy for you.
Hit that thumbs up on the way in.
Dallas, I know a lot of people are questioning Abbott, but I don't know. After watching that interview, I think he's a fairly good character of a man. I don't know what. I mean, he could have the wool pulled over my eyes, but I don't know. I don't know where people get these things saying that this person's a black hat and this person's a white hat, this person's a gray hat. None of us really know who's what until the end. Then we will find out who is fighting for us. Oh yeah, he's been weak on the border for years, but actually Trump endorsed him for his first thing, and when Trump was in, he didn't have to be strong on the border because it was already under control.
Yeah.
That 4 years, they didn't have to do nothing because Trump had other countries afraid to come in here because he made them pay tariffs. Yeah. Jeremy, we will see you later, brother. Yeah. Oh yeah, we all know he endorsed some backstabbers, but I'm just saying my personal view on it. I don't think Abbott was one of them because he's down there pleading right now to get the border fixed, and that's better than what anybody else is doing. Yeah.
Hey, bro.
Mr. Pacifist.
Passing the fist with y'all. Don't let me hang. There you go, brothers. Love y'all.
So you won,
Steve.
So you won your lawsuit, huh?
Yeah, it was fun. It was interesting. I just don't like not being paid for a job done, so I had to sue my former employer. Waiting 3 months for paychecks. But it was funny because she told lies, and the magistrate was like, "Nope, You're wrong. And then awarded me my full benefit, my full everything that I was looking for.
Right on. That's what they do. They lie. That's what liberals do. They lie.
Well, the funny thing was, she lied before a liberal magistrate and still got caught in a lie. With this behind me. This in court behind me. My backwards flag. Donald Trump's still here, you know. Oh gosh, I love it when it all works out because I went and drove to New York and back last weekend. I made $500 and some dollars. I'm getting my $500 and some dollars pay for this couple jobs I did, so I'll get an extra $1,000 tomorrow. All right, that goes towards my Kia. I'll do 3 months payments instead of one.
Nice. That's a good point there.
Hold on. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Can't
I'm
see you.
I'm trying out these new Bluetooth earphones, and I just wanted to make sure they were working. Dalek, those manhole covers getting blown out by water could be a multitude of things. People that have worked in sewer lines and stuff like that before. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you see a huge pipe burst and it'll push water out of a manhole 40 foot high. I mean, it could have been a multitude of things. So I'm not saying we should jump to conclusions. Check on it, see what you can find out about it. It could very well be an operation that we don't know about. But I'm saying, I'm the type of person I will look at what I know it could be first before I want to say that it's some underground operation.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Hey, Jason.
Hello. How you doing? Good evening, guys. Good evening, Conservative. Good evening, Appalachian Leaper. Good evening, Zach. And good evening, Mr. I can't read that. Mr. something.
Mr.
Not going good on me.
Pacifist.
Good evening,
I
everyone.
won't pacifist unless you do.
Now, me personally, I want to find
Mr.
out.
Pacifist. Okay, I couldn't read it. My screen is small. So, hey, love you, Zach.
I want to find out what the deal was up by Niagara Falls and all those weird explosions. That kind of interests me.
Oh yeah. Big explosions? Really?
Well, this happened maybe 2 weeks ago. Rage in the Cage had it on his channel, explaining it. Explaining what he did know about it, and I just found it pretty awkward. And I actually have a hunting buddy that lives 45 minutes from Niagara Falls, and he was telling me he experienced some of the same things that day.
That was June 15th.
Yeah, I think you're right about that.
Yeah, that's what's coming up when I do a search.
So that's been confirmed.
There's an actual video on YouTube of the. See if you can find that video there, Steve, of the lady that's recording it.
I've got a video on Bitchute. I'm going to post that in the chat here. And it looks crazy just from the...
Can you screen share it? Because I'm sure Zach wanting mine as long as it's nothing brutal.
How?
Oh, you don't know how? You probably just You can put it in private chat, and then Zach
Yep.
can.
I know how to screen share. I just figured it out.
Yeah.
I'm that quick.
Very
but I have to
tech-savvy.
choose which screen to share. I'm guessing because I'm using 2 screens.
And Alec, if I were you, I would check out.
Oh,
I would check out Bishop Larry Gators, because that is a good man to get some information from. Zach, would you agree?
So that's a screen there, and here's the video that I found.
Yeah, this is it. That's the one that went around.
Explosion! What the hell?
You got the sound on?
For me, I do. But you know, it's in my ears.
No, we can't hear it.
Yeah, there's a way to share the sound with us too. I'm not sure how to do it. Zach, about the only one I know that knows how. But that's the same video I was talking about. They said it was the lady says it was shaking her house and it felt awkward, and they didn't know what it was to come out and see what.
Army-style planes flying in the sky within the time
There.
this happened.
Want me to start the video over?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh,
Sorry.
wow.
I can take this off.
It's lagging a little bit. It's lagging a little bit, but that's okay.
There's no sound still.
Yeah, it went away for some reason.
It's lagging a little bit.
It's not really lagging. I just think that you can't hear the sound, and that's what makes us think it's lagging. He had it fixed for a minute, but I don't know. It might have messed up when it went full screen again. If you want to, just post that video in the chat there with the link to it, and everybody can go watch it for themselves.
Posted it in the video on YouTube. So let me get out of that. Get back into this.
Yeah, my phone's having internet issues too.
What the heck?
And then I need to get back in. Share.
From a friend of mine that has no belief in what is going on, he actually seen and heard this stuff go on.
Is it like an explosion or what?
It sounded like some sort of underground explosions. You couldn't see no fireworks, no blow-ups, nothing, but it was shaking the ground, almost like a dynamite explosion if they are blowing up mountains for rock or something at a rock quarry. You know what I mean? But it's weird to explain, but
They were recently doing that here where I live because they're building a new sewer system, and one of the explosions to break up bedrock caused a fire in a computer store where I know the owners. I've known them. They've been screwed over by this city multiple times, and I kind of think that, you know, every time that they're getting messed over is because the city has some kind of issue with them. But they're great businessmen. I was in competition with them, and they were good friends of mine. And I don't understand why every place they've opened, they've either like they had they had to move because an expressway was going to go through their property, or then they got, a fire in their property because they were blowing up, space underground for the new shit. Yeah, sewer system. Thank you.
Oh, he
there's
dropped out.
there are some
Wow.
things that are inexplainable, like those explosions. I don't know what happened, but it could be something very well okay. It didn't have to be some sort of operation, but it could be. I'm just saying these are things we need to look at, have an open mind about, and not assume that they are some sort of operation, but just keep them in the back of your mind in case they are. Just like the water thing that you're talking about, Dalek. I know a guy personally that I lived next to in Florida that he worked on water drains, and they had a huge downpour, and the water actually sucked him 40 foot through a pipe.
He's breaking up.
Broke his back in like 6 different places. Am I still breaking up?
Not for me.
I think TCP might have froze up. Yep. But we're not. I mean, like I'm saying, it could be a very well underground, operation that we don't know about. But it also could be some unexplained stuff that goes on every day, but we're just now noticing it. So keep an open mind. I'm not beating it up. I'm not saying it's wrong, but just take everything with a grain of salt right now, because we don't know. And Duke is going to be back on eventually. He's taking a hiatus right now, and me and TCP are both filling in for him. When he comes back, it'll probably be the 4 of us and maybe his daughter, or maybe I'll drop out and take the day off that day. I don't know. We really look forward to Duke coming back because he is one of our brothers.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. I'll be keeping up with him.
So you spoke to him since the last pod?
Oh, yeah. He's doing all right.
That's good.
Just going through some dark times, like he said.
Yeah, I mean, he's just going through some personal times right now, and that's all anybody needs to know. We all have personal things go on in our lives sometimes. He's just dealing with them right now. Very good, very solid man. He was in the chat all of our last stream, and I was very grateful to see him.
Yeah, that was good to see. What was that? Tuesday?
Yeah. Myself, since Zach had his flu last week and stuff, I kind of took a step back from all this this intel and news, and just kind of looked at what I really know, and some of the things that I don't know. I see a lot of people out there, though, stating intel to try to get money in their bank accounts, and I don't agree with that. I think if you're going to do something like this, there shouldn't be any money involved whatsoever.
You just do it for the purpose, for the reason that this needs to be done. We need to talk about these things.
That's right.
Bingo. Oh, well, no, you said that, Gary.
Yeah, just keep him in your prayers, and I'm sure he'll
That's
be
all I
back
can
on.
do.
He'll be back on sooner than later.
Oh, excuse me.
Four Corners is in the chat.
Oh, yeah.
No, we're not talking about man. Moose Man. I don't think Moose Man's ever been on this panel, has he, Zach?
I don't think so.
Hello, I'm back. I was having internet issues. Back, guys.
Yeah, same here.
Hello.
Pissed me off too.
Jason.
Yeah.
Four Quarters report.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey guys, I have a funny little story for you. I was at the store today, and a lady came up to me. I don't even know who she was, and I was touching the stuff at the grocery store. So I washed my hands and I was touching stuff to buy stuff. And she looks at me and goes, "I've got all my shots except my rabies shot." And I'm looking at her like, "What?" Anyways, I told her to have a good day and God bless. It was really weird. She came up to me to tell her all about her vaccination. It was so weird. But I told her God bless. It was just a weird story.
Yeah, definitely stay away from those people. Stay far away.
I know there are a lot of people that
Just come this
there are a
fall,
lot.
so I sweat there. Yeah, we're gonna be. Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people talk on that vacation shot and how it sheds and this and that. I could see that being the case in some situations. I think some people may have taken. I don't know. They may not have hit everybody with it. My father, for instance, his life continued to be as normal as it was before, and my mother, who lives with him, sleeps in the same bed with him, has not taken it, and she's absolutely fine. So I think it just depends on what part of the country you're from, what it was, what the vacation was that they gave you, and just be cautious. Don't.
Are they getting a rabies shot? What the hell?
I tell you, there's one thing. There's one thing, and I don't know why I'm so glad about it, but it's the fact that my parents aren't here to see where we are now. I seriously think
she was
they
telling
would.
me about everything.
They would be so bent out of shape.
My grandfathers, both of them fought in the war. My grandfather on my dad's side was a medic in World War II, and my grandfather on my mother's side was a mechanic for the Air Force in Vietnam, and he was there he made a career out of the military, and he was there for a very long time and had several deployments in Vietnam. But I think that both of them would wonder why we're still sitting around talking about it.
Oh, no shit. Excuse me, but yeah, I'm done talking. I'm done talking. I really am. I'm sick of it.
I'm not saying that we need to go out and raise the immortal hell, but I think there comes a point to where we need to go out to our local areas, try to take back control of them first, move from there. If we can't break the federal level and try to do something on the federal level, that's when there will eventually, if things don't change, there will eventually have to be another revolutionary war.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call it a civil war because the Civil War was different than the Revolutionary War.
Yeah, it's North versus South. That's not what we're dealing with yet.
I think Zach wants to drop a bomb.
Go ahead, buddy.
Drop that bomb, brother.
Oh yeah.
point of view on vaccines are that, in my opinion, they aren't really necessary. Like, I understand that we need the school-type shots for our kids, but this COVID shot is really getting bullshit. Honestly, why is it that we apparently need the vaccine for COVID, but yet when H1N1 and Ebola came around, vaccines weren't really forced on us? To me, this is exactly why I see through the bullshit and realize that if people want to be sheep, well, let them be sheep, because it weeds out the weak and lets the people who are strong be more passionate about fighting. I personally don't want the shot because it might fuck my unique ability up, and I really don't want that. I want to be in this fight because I love the ones who are in my life, and I don't ever want to lose or fail them.
That was like
Yeah.
the Enola Gay, just dropping the big ass bomb. Way to go, Zach. Damn.
I agree with that 100%, Zach. And for me, it's just not for me. For my mother, it's not for me. For her, neither. But I think my father, his thing behind it was his mother wanted it, and she's in her 80s now. And and a lot of people that are older and have health issues, they got worried, really worried compared to us, you know. And it kind of put them in a bind where they thought it was something they had to do. And
I'm one of the few people where I work that have not taken it. I never will. I won't take another vaccine. You come at me with a needle, I don't know what I'll do to you.
I've seen a lot of people, though, that have had it that have not had no problems at all. But then you get these stories of things that are happening. And I think that's happening to the people that are okay. You know what I mean?
The mRNA aspect of it, where it's going to change your DNA, that's not going to affect you for 15 to 20 years. That's when it's going to totally change the humanity that you are. That's the problem with this. We can't trust it because a couple people are going to die by taking it. Some are going to get sick. But what's going to happen to everybody over a long period of time? That's where it's at.
I understand that. I mean, in complete honesty, I do. I think at first, though, when it came out, it was more. There was no Joe Biden in the picture yet. They only give it to elderly people that the first rounds were elderly people that had a pre-lining condition. So people weren't that scared then, you know.
I've never let fear rule my life. Fear is false evidence appearing real. Do not let it rule your life.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just stating on behalf of what I think my grandma, my dad felt, because they thought it was okay because Trump, was endorsing it at the time, and
he had to because Fauci was talking the shit. And if you look at Trump looking down at Fauci, he's always like snarling and looking at him like, "You little lying piece of shit." That's the look he gives them.
And being who we are, we can read between the lines. He said that he would not get it. He said that he is anti-vax.
Yep.
But he did say it was okay to take for other people if they wanted to. That's not telling you have to take it. He was completely with people making their own choice.
Freedom? Oh my gosh. Freedom? From Orange Man? We got freedom from Orange Man. Hell yeah.
I think with him, you just had to look between the lines.
Yeah.
And I have no beef whatsoever with Deez. I still love Deez to death, but anytime I'm in a chat room, he will not get around me anymore. But all I told him was that I wanted proof that Trump said that he took the vaccine personally, and he did not come up with that. And I don't have no hard feelings for D's. I just know that Trump never took it, and if he did, it would have came out all over media to try to get everybody else to take it. I was.
Pence,
Go ahead.
I was going to say, just Pence didn't take it. Biden didn't take it. Those were fake shots. The needle went in, into the receptor or whatever it's called. They never took a shot. It was all fake.
And another thing for you guys to know about me is I've been anti-vax since 2013 when my daughter was born. I did not want her getting any vaccinations, period.
That's a good thing.
Because I had learned in some of the articles I'd read that the vaccines they were giving to babies and children at the time were lined with rocket fuel, different types of chemicals they put in rocket fuel, and I just wasn't about to stick something like that in my daughter. There was no way. It scared me for her. I didn't want her to have to go through, even though I did when I was a child. It worried me about her. I thought to myself, maybe that's why I was so messed up, because they put rocket fuel in my veins. And
yep. I mean, they put all kinds of stuff in us. We're guinea pigs.
Go ahead, Zach. You got something?
These would have joined Tuesday, but he was tired. He has no beef with you, brother.
I don't know. I seen him, I think, yesterday, and in a chat, and he wouldn't acknowledge that I was even there. But, oh well. Maybe we can settle that one face to face one day, and he can let me know how he feels, and I'll tell him I have nothing against him. I just wanted to prove. And I did get kind of upset about it because I know that Trump said he would never take it. And I'm not saying that Trump is the almighty God that is going to fix this, because I do not believe that. God is the only God. And I think Trump has helped us a lot, but he can't be the only one packing this burden.
Now, hopefully,
one man can't.
It's going to be us too. Not just one person.
Well, I just want to see Trump and DeSantis go forward in 2024, to become Trump DeSantis for the U.S. I think that would be awesome.
Well,
only problem is what happens to Florida? What kind of idiot's going to take over that place?
Can I
3.5 years, there won't be a country.
Can I interject on that a little bit, Steve?
Go for it.
For some reason, in my heart, I feel like CNN is giving DeSantis coverage. I feel like everybody's giving DeSantis coverage. And I think there might be some kind of scheme to push him out in front of Trump.
I actually don't watch television.
I don't either, but this is what I've noticed through Facebook stuff.
Oh,
CNN is pushing DeSantis out there like he's a great guy, and that's something CNN wouldn't do for somebody that's 100% Trump.
Well, that's true. Mike Pence wasn't 100% Trump either.
No, Mike Pence, from what I hear, was
I'm not
running his own ring in Indiana.
I'm not 100% Trump. I just want somebody that loves this country and wants to make it better.
I agree.
Operation Reaper and the Conservative Patriot. On today's episode, we will be discussing the fact.
Zach was redoing the intro. Damn thing messed up on him.
Voodoo, I'll wrench you, brother.
Oh. There we go.
Trailer Hood Voodoo Ninja, I can't agree with that. Trump went as long as he could without putting us in a lockdown, and his lockdown was still letting essential businesses run. Trump's lockdown was still letting people leave their house. New York, California, and all your big liberal states were the ones that locked people in their homes and let them die. Here in East Tennessee, we are a red state, and what Trump's lockdown really was, if you want to get down to it, was you could do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah, and I'm in Ohio. We're a blue state with a red rhino governor. And you can do whatever they say. And I do whatever I want.
No, Trump didn't give governors that kind of power. Governors have their own power to each state. That's why you see Texas. That's why you see Tennessee. That's why you see Florida. That's why you see all of us with great governors that are letting none of the rest of the bullshit affect us. Because he left it up to each state what they wanted to do, because in each state we have our own laws. We're not controlled by the federal laws.
Exactly.
Exactly, my guy.
I understand what you're saying, and I could see if you didn't know that. The governors didn't need executive power to do what they did. They could have done it without an executive power because look at Texas right now. If they want to remove themselves from the union, Tennessee would be right behind them, and so would Florida. And then the federal government would have absolutely no control over us. The only reason they're still in the group is because of the federal money. Because
unfortunately,
we've not come out with our own currency yet in the Republican states.
We got doggy coin or whatever that is.
Yeah, that's weird though. Who the hell wants to do that?
They call it Dogecoin, but I swear to God, it's dog e-coin. For crying out loud, there's a dog on it, and it's an e-coin. So it's a doggy coin. It's so cute.
that's just so weird.
Yeah. I got one of those.
Yeah, but that Stafford Act wasn't signed specifically over the pandemic. The Stafford Act was signed for other reasons, so that we could take control whenever some liberal pussy gets put back in control. It wasn't necessarily just for that, but he did say that each state could handle it how they needed to.
Yep.
And if your state voted in a liberal governor, then you need to be out there in the streets pushing to get a white hat in the house.
And now we got Joe Biden saying he's putting together a special force to go around to the smaller towns where people are less vaccinated to, knock on their doors and, address them with needles. You ain't coming to my door like that.
You can address me with needles. I will send you right back off the property because there's no trespassing signs all over my yard.
There's something else in my hand.
Well, I mean that too, but before it come to that, I would be like, do you see those signs? That goes for police officers too. You're not allowed here.
Yeah. I live in the hood. You know, people are getting shot houses down from me in the face while they're sitting in their car. That kind of
Yeah.
nice place. Yeah.
Did you say that you're gonna wrench this guy's act? Why? Look at him. Look at what he's saying.
Bobby Powell's premiering a video right now. He's actually with one of the speakers that spoke at the two events, one in Washington D.C. and one in New York City, about the January 6th prisoners.
Voodoo.
Yeah,
You have
500. Well, go ahead.
Voodoo, you have to understand, when this pandemic come to our country, it was like nothing we had ever seen before. Supposedly. Once they realized it wasn't going to be that bad, everything changed. You can't hold a man accountable for choices he made under such damning circumstances. I mean, yeah, some of them, but he always said the same thing about the vaccination. He would never take the vaccine himself. I'm not mad at you. If I was mad at you, you would know it. I'm just saying, like, you might be a realist, but you're not right about a lot of what you're saying.
No,
Hello.
yeah. Go ahead.
Okay.
Hi, how's it
How you doing,
going?
Kay?
Oh,
How's it?
good. Uh-huh.
That's reading books. Actually, I got when you.
I don't know if I was behind in the stream.
Oh,
The last
darn
thing I heard was you asking if Zach was gonna wrench Trailer Hood. Trailer
Yeah, I
Hood
did.
is a true patriot, and just because he is not a Trump cultist, you know,
I'm not a Trump cultist. That's not what I'm saying, Kay. Don't get that mixed
no,
up.
I wasn't saying you were.
I'm just saying that nobody wants to hear a bunch of whiny ass shit. We try to stay positive as much as we can.
But we also have to be realistic, though, yeah?
Oh, yeah, I'm realistic about it. If he had something to do with it, we'd have been a lot less we would have been in a lot more problems we are now, because if he was just half the country wouldn't be awake right now if it wasn't for that man.
I agree with that completely. I love Trump. Notice the ED at the end of love. I think that over time that they got
That's your opinion, and that's fine. People are allowed to have their opinions. I don't know if they got to him or not. I could care less. But whenever it happened at the time, he was in a bad situation. It's not something we ever seen before. So of course he says,
Yeah.
governors, take care
It's
of it
raining out there
the best way you can. And then he said, whatever. The governors ended up doing what they wanted to do, but you have red states that let us do whatever the fuck we want, and then they turn around and all the liberal states lock their states down, put a bunch of old folks in there with the shit, killed them all off, and that's not Trump's fault. I mean, how could you blame him for that?
I agree.
That's what it was all about. That's what it was all about. The rest of the shit I could kind of see he made sense on, but that's what it was mainly about. How are you going to say that he's responsible for liberals stacking a bunch of people in the same room with coronavirus.
No, I don't think any one person is responsible. I think as a president, he had a voice that others don't. And he could have stood up for our side a little more.
He could have stood for who? Hold on, Zach. I can't hear you.
Well, for Americans in general, but our side, I don't know why it has to be a side. We're all American at the end of the day. But I feel like I agree with Voodoo. I don't think that Trump is solely responsible, but I think that he had a much bigger voice and he didn't. And same with the vaccine issue, and that's where Trump lost me, was the CPAC speech. After the CPAC speech, I was just completely disheartened. And
Zach, you have no voice in this. You're going to agree with her on everything. This is mine and her debate.
No, come on. I want to hear your opinion, Zach. And I know that we've had differing opinions, believe it or not.
Well, Zach, while you're typing, I'm going to say what I think about that. I don't know what happened exactly at the CPAC speech. I do know that Trump has said that the vaccination is okay, and I don't agree with that. I do know that he also has stated that he will not take it and his children will not take it. For whatever reason, he still says it's okay, but I don't know. Like I said earlier, for younger people, I don't think it's safe, but for people that are older, I think it has helped a lot of them more than it's hurt them. I mean, but there are younger people that are dying for no reason.
Yeah.
And like Steve said, it might be something that affects people 15 years later, but you have an 80-year-old lady taking it. She's probably not going to live 15 more years to see what it does to her.
But I hope not, but I might.
And if it's making men sterile, I would have dreamed of that vaccination 20 years ago. I wish I would have got one 20 years ago because I'd rather be sterile.
It's causing women to go into menopause early, women who are already in menopause to actually start their periods again. It's causing...
It's causing children to suffer from enlarged hearts.
Who's that?
I mean, there's multiple symptoms and side effects to this vaccine, and the fact that we have a president that pushed it, called it Operation Warp Speed, touted it all across the country, you know, like he did this great grand thing for the American people. I'm sorry, I don't stand by him, and I'm sorry, I do believe 100% solely. I'm not saying that he's responsible for all the deaths. That's where you misunderstood me. But he is 100% responsible for this country being shut down. He started the lockdown. He initiated it. He's the one that did this shit. And then he's the one that allowed those governors of each state to retain the power to...
You can say he started the lockdown, but everybody was pushing him to start the lockdowns. Do you not remember?
Whether everybody's pushing him or not, man, how many other presidents has stood against what everyone else wanted? Why should it be any different? Does he stand with the people or does he stand with the federal government?
He's the only one that stood against what they wanted.
Well, if he stood against what they wanted, then we wouldn't have been in a 1.5 year long shutdown. We wouldn't have small businesses going under at a record pace. We wouldn't have all the major box stores and places like.
All right. I heard you the first time.
Are you going to let me speak, dude, or are you going to just interrupt me when I talk? I mean, I don't interrupt you.
I don't give a shit. I'll interrupt you. You said the same thing.
Then I'm not even going to bother engaging you in conversation because I'm not going to talk to somebody that can't let somebody get across what they're saying without interrupting them. That's not.
You said the same thing.
That's not even.
I heard you the first 5 times you said that. Is why I interrupted you.
And I
If it had been somebody else,
it.
if we had been shut down by a liberal, it would have been for 5 years.
If we would have been shut down by a liberal, you'd be blaming that liberal president.
Yeah, I think either way, the results are the same, no matter who was in office during the time.
Well, see, this is my problem that everybody seems to overlook. You know, they got this great big long list of all these grandiose things that Trump did, but they seem to forget the main talking points, the things that he ran his campaign on, like the fact that he was going to pardon the patriots that were wrongfully imprisoned in Nevada, being the Hammonds and the Bundys. That never happened. That he was going to make sure Wall Street was no longer in Washington, and he brought Wall Street right into the White House and made them part of his fucking cabinet. There's two things right there, right off the rip, that he fucking did a 360 on. That he was going to build a wall and Mexico was going to pay for it. And the last I checked, that came out of my pocket and your pocket, not Mexico's pocket.
Really?
That he was going to reform, he was going to abolish and reform Obamacare. And he didn't do shit with Obamacare. You know, all these things that he said he was going to do, he never did. But everybody's focused on all the other things that he did.
Guy. None. No time.
The wall did not come out of our pocket.
Pointing out the flaws in the man.
The wall did not come out of our pocket. That was something that was set back for the military to do.
And how does the military get their money? Is it not from U.S. tax dollars?
Yeah, but it's shit that the other people were sitting on.
Is it not from U.S. tax dollars? Is it not from U.S. tax dollars?
Trailer Hood, you are getting very low in what you're going with because you're just spreading it like a big pile of shit. Stop it, man.
Hey, man.
Okay.
It's all right. You know what? That's fine. You know, you want to claim to be woke and claim that you see what's going on, but you can't even hold your own commander in chief that you approved of, hold his feet to the fire and call him out for his bullshit as well as praising him. Look, the dude wasn't a saint like you guys all want to make him out to be.
I never said he was a saint. He's the best
president we've ever had, but it still doesn't mean that he was right with everything he did.
I never said he was a saint. I never said he was perfect. Zach, go ahead and say what you got to say.
I think they got to Trump because he was really anti-vax over Barron, but he kept pushing it to vax the late part of his term.
Go and watch a timeline from Trump before, like ever wanting to run for a president. When he was telling Oprah, "No, I would not be a president."
He actually told Oprah that,
and he was anti-vaccine.
Yeah, he actually told Oprah, if you recall, that he would run for president when he felt that it was necessary for him to do so.
But does anybody pay attention to what he says at the rally? Like just this last rally, what he said. He said the vaccine was okay for those who wanted to get it, but there are many other alternatives out there that I will not speak of that I think are better for that.
That's my problem, though. Is why
he's being political, he's being presidential, and saying, "Look, do it if you want to. I'm not going to try to be a dictator." He's not being a dictator like the potato in charge, Mr. Potato, Joe
why not
Biden.
Be honest about the fact
let me ask you something. Are you guys some of those people that really think that Trump's the president still?
Yes, he is. He did not lose. That was a stolen election.
Whether it was stolen or not, man, we all watched Joe Biden get inaugurated. He's the president.
You know what? You watched a lie.
Whether it was a lie or not, it still happened.
I don't care.
We're living it.
I don't care.
I mean, if you think about it, for 4 years, we were told that Trump stole the election, and that was a lie.
And that's retarded.
I'll be back when I can say something. Let you guys argue for a minute.
I'm out.
Unfortunately, it's the tough conversations that are the ones that
nobody wants to have.
We can't just all go with Trump because he's Trump. The fact is, he's not talking
this whole
about
right, left, hive mind fucking.
violates every one of the Nuremberg Code. Everyone. And that's what I was
I mean,
saying.
if you think about it, Kate,
was posting about the fact that the CDC, the fucking NWO, what the hell's the other one? They're
the
all
NIH.
they're all getting lawsuits
WHO.
filed against them for violating Nuremberg Code.
Well, if you think about it with the vaccine, what they're literally doing is they're doing the vaccine trials in real time and the tests on the American people and the rest of the world as it's going along. That's what's happening right now.
Yeah, but if
We're
you have
fucking
enough
hamsters.
fucking sense, you know better than that.
We're hamsters. We're
And-
lab rats.
In the speech there and last week he did in Ohio, he did say that hydroxychloroquine and what was therapeutics are a better option still.
Well, I'm going to go outside and shoot off some fireworks with my kids. I'm going to hop off the panel since I copped on here and I ruined everybody's fucking mojo and shit.
No, you didn't ruin nothing. I like to hear people speak their opinion. It doesn't matter to me. But next time,
that isn't what you just said 10 minutes ago, but that's all right.
What I said 10 minutes ago is the same thing I'll say now. Whenever you come on here not so heated and we can actually have a debate about it, that's fine. We'll debate it. But when I can't say anything because you keep repeating yourself, that's kind of disrespectful. But
I literally wasn't repeating myself. I was actually elaborating further on what I was typing in the chat, since the chat is limited on what you can say.
Well, you were elaborating. Maybe I got myself misunderstood because it felt like to me you were saying the same thing. But we'll talk again. I think you're a little bit heated about it right now. And like I said, it's not that I'd suck Trump's dick, because I don't. I don't know who's better. Yeah, I do believe that Joe Biden is the president right now, and I sure as fuck don't like it. But
I don't either.
What can I
give you
do?
that. I don't like it either, and I think that there were a lot of people that were very misled as far as what to do, and I find it very telling that the man that wrote the 94 crime bill and the lady that put more black people in prison as an attorney general in California than anybody in California history are now the president and vice president of the country, and they're not racist. That's just my opinion.
Joe and the Ho gotta go.
I do think that it will be. I do think that it will come to an end sooner than what we think, as long as Arizona puts out exactly what they have. I mean, as long as it doesn't get compromised.
Zach's waiting to say something.
You got something?
I love you, Voodoo brother.
Love you too, man. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna bounce, man. That way you guys can continue on. Later on, Kay. Later on,
share that link
the
out
rest
that
of
you
the
sent
panel.
me earlier. I'm gonna try to
Oh,
get it
please do, man, because we're trying to make that go viral. That's going to be, we're going to be streaming that at 9 o'clock on 4th of July, and it is going to be all the people that were also involved with the Governor Whitmer thing in Michigan that didn't get arrested, telling the real story, not the narrative.
Awesome. Hell yeah.
Well, you have a good night. And if you, I know you come on here fired up. Next time, if come in just a little bit cooler, and we will have a debate about it and figure out, because I don't completely disagree with you, but I do get offensive when somebody's kind of aggressive about their point.
We need to be.
I think you just took me wrong. I'm just an aggressive person when I debate in general.
And then, yeah, I don't know. Whenever people get aggressive, I don't know. I can be a dick.
I'm a very fired up person because I've been part of this thing, and I've actually been active and out there with boots on the ground at rallies. You know, I was part of the Michigan thing. I'm one of the guys that are going to be on this thing. You know, I watched 14 of my brothers get arrested and get put they're being held as political prisoners right now over some bullshit that never happened.
Now, are you from Michigan?
No, I live in Indiana. This whole thing with the Michigan thing. This started out, simply put, as there were Patriot leaders, so to speak, from, I think it was 16 or 17 different states that came together in Dublin, Ohio after the George Floyd killing. And what we wanted to do is we wanted to take that situation that happened and use that to our benefit to try and unify the black and the white community to rise up and come together against the one enemy we all have. At that point in time, that we had an opportunity at our hands, because the entire country all saw that as a bunch of bullshit. Everybody was, on the same page, regardless of what the man did. That cop didn't deserve, he didn't deserve to be murdered the way he was, because he was murdered straight up, and the whole country was in unison. They all felt the same way. But then things happened, and we weren't allowed to actually get things rolling before they turned what was a good opportunity to unify the country into a fucking hot mess, and it turned into what it turned into out there. That's all that Dublin thing was about. It was about trying to bridge the gap and bring the white and the black community together. As far as the Governor Whitmer thing, I'll tell you right now, they weren't trying to kidnap that bitch for nothing. What they were trying to do is they were trying to arrest her for fucking treason against the people of fucking Michigan, for violating her oath to the fucking state of Michigan, and for basically being tyrannical. I mean, do you realize that she was telling people in Michigan they couldn't go to the store and buy a fucking American flag? They weren't allowed to buy seeds, to plant seeds in their gardens, shit like that. She was fucking having people arrested and telling them that they had to pick and choose between their personal home and their vacation home, if they had a vacation home, while her and her piece of shit husband were going back and forth between the governor's mansion, her private home, and their vacation home. So that's what they were doing. They were they went to 15 different sheriff stations, and I think it was 10 different fucking highway patrol posts, trying to get somebody to hold her in a jail cell so they could fucking bring charges against her and have a military tribunal hearing, because that's the only way you're going to be able to do anything with a fucking sitting governor, is to have a military style tribunal. And by all rights, that is our rights. That is protected and afforded to us by the Constitution. We have the right to hold our officials accountable and arrest them if we find that they are not upholding their oath and they are being tyrannical in nature. That is our right.
Yeah. But like I said, I don't have no hard feelings against you whatsoever. I mean, this is a panel. We can get on here. We can debate. I just kind of felt pushed into a corner because you come on pretty hot. And
I never meant to do that, and I apologize. It's just look, man, I was a Trump supporter. I voted for him the first time. I know everybody's heard about the militia that was in Cleveland during the RNC that was patrolling. I was one of those guys that was in that militia patrolling at the RNC when Trump was fucking selected as the Republican candidate for president to run against Hillary. I was one of those guys. I was there.
Well, personally, what I've done has been in my own state. I have pushed my senators to do the right thing. And I've been on their ass daily, and go to my local grounds and try to change things here, because we're going to have to build from the bottom to the top.
And you know what? I'm not going to argue with you on that. I've been preaching that left and right, have I not, Kay? Yeah. And the only reason why I was in Ohio is because I used to live in Ohio. I lived in Ohio for the majority of my life. I just moved to Indiana like 3 years ago.
I lived in Columbus, Ohio when I was young.
I grew up around the Grand Lake area my whole life. But yeah, I'm gonna go out here and shoot all some fireworks. If you guys are still on, man, when I'm done entertaining the boy, I might hop back up.
All right, you have a good night with him.
Yeah, you too. Hey, Joker, if you're still out there, eat shit, brother.
That's what you
Later,
get.
Zach. Later, Kate. Later, everybody else.
Whoa. Hey, I'm gonna jump out real quick. I am getting a call from somebody, and they're calling repeatedly, and usually they don't. So
your psychiatrist is on here. Are you guys gonna have a personal meeting or something?
Yeah, okay, you broke out. We gotta get you back. Okay, you broke out the straitjacket and ran right out the front door.
Oh, well, yeah.
Your psychiatrist.
Answer your phone.
He's trying to get you back to the ward.
What in the world? Why is that cat?
No, and the whole reason I asked if he was a mod, because I'd never seen him in this room before, and I was like, who the hell is this, and why are you modding him already? But now I know. It's one of your friends, Kay.
Yeah. Trailerhead's awesome. You should actually check him out. As soon as I get off of here, I'll post his link to his channel. He, like you said, he's been through quite a bit, especially with the Whitmer stuff.
Like I said, the only reason I was a dick about anything is because I felt like I wasn't able to speak for a good 5 minutes. So that's when I got pissed off and started out speaking over him.
Right. Well, Voodoo's very animated, and I think we need more people that are animated and passionate and pissed off. And
well, I don't know him, and nobody's going. I'm not going to let anybody speak over me. And then once he explained the situation, it was different, you know.
Yeah. Totally. Hey, I mean, I fire off on people all the damn time, so.
But he seems like a good guy. Once he, when he calmed down and he actually explained himself, I see where he's coming from. People don't have to agree. We don't all have to agree, but we're all in the same fight. So
we have to unite. And people always give me shit because I say, my whole thing is Patriots unite, right? And I've had a lot of naysayers that come at me. One in particular disavowed my favorite asshole. He always is like, well, what do we have to unite against? And I'm like, the fact that we can agree or disagree either fucking way, all have a voice. And whether I fucking like what you have to say or not, you have the right to say
it. Another point I want to make too, though, even though toward the end Trump may have pushed his the vaccination, whatever, I still would not rather see anybody else back in the White House.
Oh fuck no! Yeah, I'm with you on that. It was really disheartening for me to see him change his stance so drastically on something that was so fucking personal to him. Okay, his child was vaccine damaged. And for him to sway the other way bothered me because
I think it's even because even Trump had somebody pushing him.
Yeah. Well, and that's what I'm saying.
But Biden's totally a puppet.
He thinks that the vaccine is good. I don't think he thinks that at all. But the fact that he's not willing to say that bothers me.
Honestly, the reason I stand up for him about that is because my father, my real father, voted for Biden because he said Trump didn't get the vaccine out fast enough.
Wow.
And I was like,
through the testing, right? We just jump right into injecting everybody.
Those people right there are the exact reason why he is pushing it like it's that's how I feel.
Yeah.
He's pushing it because everybody, all the liberals wanted one. You know what I mean?
It's
Yeah.
it's to win. It was all about winning. You win by telling them you're not going to take it, and you win by telling them it's good to take it. That's the winning Trump did, and that's the winning Trump's going to do.
And I do understand that it has compromised some of the patriots because they've now took it thinking that it was okay because he said so. I mean, there are a lot of different aspects to that, but I think honestly, the liberals pushing it so hard, I think is why they rushed it so quick.
Right.
Because
Well,
my father acted like he didn't understand why he didn't do something sooner, and I'm like, what the fuck do you want the guy to do? I mean, if it would have been somebody else, you would have waited 10 years for a vaccine, and then they would have still been using you as a guinea pig.
what about in 20 years when the mRNA kicks in and it's a zombie apocalypse?
I don't know that I believe all that. I really
I
don't.
don't either, but I don't know what's going to happen when they start changing people's DNA through this shot that they gave them. I mean, it takes 15 to 20 years to change your DNA. What's going to happen? Cro-Magnon?
There are some things out there that I believe could be a possibility, but I'm not a person that buys into everything everybody says.
Well, I would rather have zombies than COVID.
Like for instance, TCP and I were on the same panel together. I would consider us okay friends, and he believes that the United States government control all the weather in the world. Zach and I both don't agree with that. Personally, I think there's only one person that can control the weather in the world, and that's God. You're talking about you would have to control a whole globe. Yeah, I do understand there's a HARP system out there, but I think they are trying to figure out how to control it. I don't think they know completely how to control it.
Might be able to tweak it a little and just mess
Yeah.
with it just to mess stuff up, you know, because that's what we're good at. We're good at messing stuff up when we don't know enough, and we just try it anyways. Sounds like a vaccine.
Huh.
There are a lot of different things I don't believe in. There's some things I do believe in. But the main thing is we all have different opinions, and as long as we're all on the same team, it doesn't matter. I'm a realist too. I'm a realist in a different way than he was, though. I'm a realist as in, if you can show me that they're controlling the clouds, I'll say, fuck, they're controlling the clouds.
Well, they are controlling the clowns.
Not clowns.
No, I'm serious. They are controlling the clowns. It's a clown world.
I bet they are.
It's a clown world. You seen Tom McDonald? It's a clown world.
Did you see it? I never listened to that dude. Dangerous tried to turn me on to that dude. And
I can't get into him either.
It was like a week or two ago. He come out with this song called Snowflakes. And that's probably the only song I ever heard of his that I thought was decent. And I just like the words to it because he's talking about
I've been watching him for a few weeks.
Icon Oki. He is awesome. I've actually had him on a panel before, but he does a song called COVID 1984. Fucking kills it. And I'm not a big rap fan, and it's funny, neither is he. Come to find out, he told me he doesn't even really care for rap that much, but he's a rapper.
I tried to get Zach to send you a song the other day that I thought would be a good one you'd like, but he don't ever listen to me.
What's the song? I'm always
Uh,
looking for music, so
It was damn it. Hold on a second. Let me pull it up.
I got a song. It's by Don Henley, and it's called "Dirty Laundry," and it's basically about the news today. And I knew about it yesterday.
Yeah, everybody knows Dirty Laundry.
Yeah, I clean mine every week.
Have you heard of Tyler Childers?
yes, love Tyler Childers.
Well, then you probably don't need to know what it is. Have you heard of Tyler Childers?
Which song is it?
He got a lot of good songs, but Zach was showing me all the music you turned him on to, and it's similar to the stuff I listen to.
Oh yeah, cool.
But he's got, I'm sure you probably heard Feathered Indians. That's probably the
yeah.
most well-known one. My favorite's White House Road.
White House Road is really good. Now, have you heard Coulter Wall?
I don't know. Is that the one I listen with you, Zach?
That'd be
No.
Zach Bryan. Coulter Wall says Sleeping on the Blacktop, and if you listen to Tyler Childers, you'll like him for sure.
I know what song I was trying to get him to show you the other day. It's there's a guy that was from my hometown, not far from my hometown, and he's finally starting to make it big. Hold on a minute. It's Morgan Wallen.
Oh, sorry.
Morgan Wallen, Cover Me Up.
Oh, I think I've heard. He did another song. If it's the same person I'm thinking of, it's Morgan something. There's another song that I really like. What the hell is it?
He's from Sneedville, which is like 20 minutes from where I live.
Oh, okay, cool.
I actually grew up with him, believe it or not.
Right on.
He was a douchebag, though.
Aren't we all at some point somebody?
I wasn't much of a douchebag. I called it how I see it back then and still do it like that.
Well, and some people might consider that douchey.
No, they didn't consider it douchey. I was a dickhead. I mean, everybody thought I was a dickhead.
Hey, I tell everybody, if you're not weird or an asshole, we're probably not friends.
I was a downright dickhead. People love me, though, because I just said what I felt all the time.
I like people that are real and true and stand firm in their beliefs. Whether I agree with them or not, I like people that will stand up and mouth off when they feel strongly about something. And I think too many people sit back and quietly wait, and that's why our country's fucked. That too many people that don't stand for what they believe. Whatever it may be.
But the thing is, a lot of the younger generation have never had to.
Sorry, that's involuntary.
I don't know if I shared that on this stream before, but you know, back when kids nowadays, if they get picked on, they call mommy on their cell phone. Back when I was a kid, I went home at the end of the day that day, and I said, you know, this boy's picking on me. My stepdad was like, well, you better beat his ass, because if you don't, he said, if you don't, I'm going to whoop your ass, and it's going to hurt a whole lot worse than if that boy whoops your ass.
I actually figured out bullying in kindergarten when my mom taught me. There's this first grader used to punch me in the arm every day on the bus riding home and on the way to school. And she just said, hit him in the face with your lunch pail. So I did. And when you put a kid's face, dent in your metal, lunch pail, it's an awesome feeling. But I didn't have to use a lunch pail after that. I just know you deal with a bully by hitting them head on. You hit them head on.
Yeah, that boy tripped me once that morning, and I turned around and waylaid him as hard as I could. Carl, I actually agree with what you just said, because for some reason, like I said, my stepfather and my grandmother have not had one single problem, but there have been so many people that have had problems, but they got it when it first came out.
Who's Carl?
Carl Shook. He's a good guy. He gets on the panel quite a bit.
Oh, okay. I thought you were calling me Carl. I think I know Carl. Carl was in Vietnam?
Yes.
Yeah, nice guy. Nice guy. Gets angry.
Very nice guy.
So do I. But that's what we do. We're,
He's been pretty laid back here recently.
Cool.
I think he's been in a better mood.
Oh, there he is, right there. All jabs don't appear to be the same. My bad.
Johnson & Johnson, from what I understand.
Hey, Carl.
Actually, I'll have to share it with you guys. I recently met a veteran who got the Moderna through the VA, and he sent me all the paperwork that they give you, like the risk assessments and all that, and told me a little bit about his experience. And I'll have to have him come on a panel sometime. But I'll share the documents. I gotta mark out some of the stuff because it's personal information.
Can you see the private chat?
Yes. I just haven't opened it. I didn't realize that it was.
Well, I've not said nothing yet, but I'm going to put this in there for you.
Hey, Zach, what's going on over there?
Look, here's how I look at it. I'll express how I feel about what I believe. People might not like it, but I'll always be open and loving no matter what. There's too little of time for hate.
I agree.
I agree with you, Zach. I'll always stand my ground on the shit I love, too.
I don't know how to screenshot on this phone yet. Hold on, let me see.
And I didn't, like I said, I didn't mean nothing about that when I said about you're gonna mod this guy because I could see what he was saying, but I don't know who the hell he is. I didn't realize he was Kay's friend, so I thought you were just modding some regular asshole. But if he's a friendly asshole. If he's an all right asshole, that's different. If he's like me, that's different. Oh, he's back in the chat. I thought he was going to spend time with his kids.
Yeah, I got rid of my television 15 years ago. Way to go, Trailer Hood.
I'm going to jump out, guys, and I'm going to post Trailer Hood's link. And then I got to go run into this freaking stupid store. I wish there was a mom and pop shop around here and I didn't have to go freaking wall freaking crap. Under Bob. Alrighty.
I assume you know why.
No.
Zach can tell you.
Uh-oh. He's shaking his head no.
Do what?
He's shaking his head no and shrugging. He's pretending not to know whatever it is.
Because I'll get grounded for months.
Uh-oh. Jason, you ought to come up here sometime. That is the Jason from my area, isn't it? Trying to figure it out. Nice guy. Oh. Okay.
Oh, I wanted to congratulate you. You made a really good decision on what you're going to do. Yeah. I'm not going, it's your business, so I'm not going to throw it out there.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Yeah. I been
That's a
struggling.
lot. That's a lot better than making a trip halfway across the country.
Yeah. Definitely. I kind of still kicking myself in the ass a little bit, but right now I gotta ground myself a little bit.
Sometimes that's what's best.
Yep. I've been struggling back and forth on whether or not it was going to be the best decision, though, because I feel like, I don't know. Either way, I was going, if I was going to go, I had no direction. I had no, which may have been good, but it may have ended badly, too. So.
You got to think, though, I mean, that's a lot of money that was a great adult decision to make. I mean, because it ain't like you could go do.
Initially, I was thinking like I needed a new beginning, you know, and so I was kind of thinking that was worth the investment. But right now, I gotta get right with my life. And
I can promise you one thing from years of experience. You can run as far as you want to. You'll always find the same type of people.
Yep.
Yep. I lived in 4 different states, and I actually came back to my home state and just secluded myself from everybody. Well, the psychiatrist is still here.
I'm still passing a fist.
80s television was good. Does anybody remember on TNT they would have or was it TBS that had the dinner and a movie? Does anybody remember that? Apparently not.
Dinner and a movie. Yes, but I didn't watch it.
I used to watch it, but I was a kid then, so.
The lunch pail I used was Sigmund and the Sea Monsters. When I was in kindergarten and hit that first grader in the face. That's awesome. But Sigmund and the Sea Monsters, you ever heard of them?
No.
Because I'm old. Yeah, that was 70s. Not cartoons. It was Hanna-Barbera, but it was people in costumes. And they were sea monsters. Most, it was weird.
I remember when the first Poison album came out, I had a blue jean jacket with the Poison logo on the back.
I had a 77 Pinto. When the Poison album came out.
Were you in the 77 Pinto singing Bohemian Rhapsody?
No, I didn't. That wasn't. But I got that thing going 140. 140 miles an hour once. I was scared to death.
I remember I used to watch TGIF Fridays on TNT or TBS or ABC. I can't remember. I used to watch Family Matters because I loved Urkel.
Steve Urkel.
Those were the days back whenever you didn't. I mean, you and your whole family got around a damn TV and watched it because that was the only TV in the house that worked. Now there's a TV in every damn room and they're all connected to Wi-Fi, so you can watch like 400 movies, but there still ain't nothing to watch.
Yeah, that's why I do YouTube.
That's
Rumble.
what I mean.
I mean, it's Netflix. Nope.
The reason why I asked about the Bohemian Rhapsody thing is because if you remember,
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
No, the other ones.
Yeah, because that was the wrong one.
It was the Mike Myers and I forget the other one's name.
Mike Myers. Who's saying it? Oh, Hood. Do you know it? You are breaking up, man.
Wayne's World. He said Wayne's
World. Oh, yeah. Excellent. Party time.
Hey, I remember there in a movie, man, where you watch a movie and they teach you how to cook something.
What?
Yeah, what I was talking about earlier, does anybody remember during the movie on, it was either TNT or TBS. I remember that what they do is they play a movie, throughout the movie, they would teach you how to make a 5-course meal. I'm correct, right? What's your name? Right there in the middle, right beside Zach.
Reaper.
The guy that just sat down. Reaper.
Yep.
Was it in a movie where they film a movie and they teach you how to make a 5-course meal?
Yeah, they teach you how to. They would teach you how to prepare a meal during the movie, which could be like I can't remember what the hell kind of movies they would play, but it was always something. Oh, it was like early '90s, mid '90s shit.
Or an old John Wayne flick or something like that. But yeah, I do remember that.
You're breaking up. I can barely hear you, but I caught some of it.
Sounds like you're talking from a
Zach, you got something to say, bub?
Voodoo fix you, Mike brother. You're breaking up bad.
Now. That better?
Yeah, I could hear you that time.
Yeah, take my earpiece off, man. Them cheap fake Android fucking earbuds. But yeah, man, I remember dinner movie. I used to watch that occasionally. Learned how to make quite a few good meals off of that show.
I
Trailer.
remember.
Can you understand what he's saying? I can't understand a thing.
I can understand some of it. He's still breaking up, but I can still understand bits and pieces of it. But I used to watch that dinner and a movie because, like I said, when I was a kid, we had one TV that had the antenna hooked up to it, and
did you use aluminum foil too?
We had the big roof antenna that you went outside and spun.
Is that better?
Yeah,
No.
Right now it is.
Well, everybody else can hear me except for one dude. I think it's your audio, bro.
Yeah, I can hear you because I'm paying attention. Like between each breakup, I can hear a word, and I'm putting the sentences together.
I don't know what the deal is in. I'll try this one.
I don't. Yeah, I don't either.
What?
That might help you some. But anyway, back when I was a kid, we had one TV with a big antenna that was like 30 foot high outside the house, and we all sat in the living room to watch TV until it was bedtime for us kids. And that was back when kids actually had bedtimes. And we'd watch TGI Friday, dinner and a movie. All kinds of if I got to stay up late with my brother, we'd watch Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah. My Saturday morning favorite was Kung Fu Theater. Be watching Jackie Chan and all the rest of them guys and just punching each other and kicking each other. I love that stuff. I'm a pacifist. What can I say? Everybody was kung fu fighting.
Did you see Mike A's comment?
There, is my Obama phone working?
Yeah. You're working good now.
Obama was good for something.
Man, I'm telling you, dude, for some reason, I gotta bounce back and forth between my two phones all the time.
I got a gaming PC and I'm not playing games.
Yeah, I got a laptop myself. I have an actual gaming PC over here with a 55-inch monitor that I do not use.
I got one of them all-in-ones with the whole like studio hooked up to it. The mic, the PA and mixer and all that shit. I just don't feel like fucking with it.
Yeah, I don't feel like messing with that dumbass thing because I think it's out of date. I need to get a new modem for it.
I built my PC so I could become a gamer and stream my games and stuff, but I felt like this news and government shit was a lot more important than let me play games and trying to make money. I may as well come out here and say my mind.
Yeah, I'm a bow hunter by trade, and that's what I do. And I record my hunts and stuff, but this laptop is really all I need. I have editing equipment on it, and
I just
I'm
work at
actually
a staffing firm, and I get people jobs.
I'm a musician by trade, man. So I had, basically all the stuff to go out and play live shows. And since I wasn't able to play live shows for the last year and a half, I turned it all to a home studio so I could stream.
You're a musician, hey?
You a drummer?
I keep a beat. I'm more of a guitar player and a vocalist.
He's not looking right now.
What you got back there? I can't see. I'm on my phone.
Alesis Nitro Mesh Drum Kit, Crate Quarter Stack, and I've got a Quantum Bass Amp.
Yeah, I got a Marshall right there. These are my two babies. This is my Fender acoustic.
I had a buddy who had a Marshall, and they sound excellent. But
my wife just got me this Telecaster for my birthday this year.
That's nice. I was always too cheap to buy a Marshall. I think if you got a decent crate amp and just run pedals, if you have a pedal, it'll sound good on anything. So.
Actually, dude, believe it or not, the Marshall I got, I basically stole it. I got it at a pawn shop, that quarter stack. It's one of them MG Series 250. And I got the amp, and it even still had the pedal for it to switch from the overdrive to the clean channel.
Yeah.
And for the effects also. I got it for $100, dude. And the only reason why I got it for $100 is because the volume knob on the overdrive channel was broken off. You know how it's got that like little peg that comes out that the knob sticks to. Somebody had broke that off right at the thing. And dude, it cost me a whole $4 to order one from Marshall, and have it sent to me, pop the old one out, and resolder a new one onto the board.
I'm assuming since you got it that cheap, it's probably not got the American flag on the back, does it?
I don't think so.
Because there's two different types of Marshalls. There's ones that they made, I think, in England, and the other one's made in America. And if it's got the American flag, those are the ones that are supposed to be outrageous. But I can never tell the difference myself.
Yeah, I don't see no American flag. I love this damn thing, dude. Be honest with you, it's like one of the best fucking amps I've ever had. Other than I've only had one other amp that I wish I would have never got rid of, but the only reason why I got rid of it is because the dude gave me an astronomical amount of money, man. I used to have it was a 1964 Fender Bassman 10 tube amp. It was a fucking half stack.
Dude, I'm telling you, the best sounding amp I've ever played on. And they are very overrated now. But back when they were underrated, I had a Randall.
Yeah, Randall, actually, I like their power heads. They do make good power heads. I'm not a big fan of their actual cabinets, but I do like the heads.
Yeah. And another one that are underrated, I actually had what they called a mini 4-stack line 6. Do you remember those?
Line 6 are badass, dude.
They were a regular electric amp, but they had a sound to them like a tube amp. It was weird.
Right. Well, I like them Orange Crush amps too, man. I wish if I had the money to get me an Orange Crush fucking half stack, I would.
Oh yeah, they're outrageous though, man. Even at pawn shops, they want $600-700.
For real, dude. Well, hell, just a standard Orange Crush head, you're looking at like $500-600 used for one of those. Brand new, you're looking at around $1,000, $1,200 just for the head.
Yeah.
Look, I'm
just talking about the smart.
We're probably talking a bunch of Greek to everybody now.
Yeah, probably. I've tried to get Zach. Zach to learn how to play. You know how a lot of people do the computer drum over.
Yeah.
I've tried to get him to learn how to do the computer drum over because he would be awesome at that. He's so good at computers.
I got one of them Launch Key 25s by Innovation, one of the MIDI boards, and dude, I've been having such a hard time learning how to use that thing. I mean, I got 2 different fucking recording softwares. I got that Studio One Volume 4 recording equipment, and then I got that Ableton Live recording equipment. And the only reason why I got that Launch Key was because I had those. That way I could. I'm a solo player too. That way I could run that through my laptop and have beats, like a drum beat and a bass line that I could have going through and just play by myself, have that fill. Have you ever seen one of these?
Is that a cigar box guitar? Or?
It's a cigar box ukulele, and it's an electric cigar box ukulele.
Awesome. I think Zach wants to comment on that ukulele.
Yeah, this was given to me for Christmas.
No.
There's not another one like this. I know a guy that makes guitars and stuff over in Versailles, Ohio, and a few years ago he gave me this for Christmas.
I had an old timer build me a cigar box. It was actually a 6-string, and believe it or not, my ex-wife somehow kept it locked in her house. Well, I know she kept it locked in her house, so I couldn't get it back.
Well, I say it's mine, but the wife tries to say that it's mine and hers because she was there when I got it.
I like playing the cigar box, like that guitar I had with a slide, because it felt good with a slide.
I used to have what are those steel guitars? What are those called?
I had a Dobro Gator.
Yeah, there's a Dobro where the strings are all raised up off of it. It's got the real high fucking bridge on it and shit.
Yeah, you can't play them without a slide because
you can't, man. And slides are fucking expensive, dude. For a fucking piece of steel to slide, you're looking at $50-$60.
Yeah.
So I went out in the garage, man, and took a peg off of one of my kids' bikes and used it as a fucking slide.
I'll be honest with you, man. I played guitar my whole life since I was I got my first guitar when I was 5. I just got this electronic drum kit 6 months ago because I wanted to do my own recordings. It's hard to keep a band together,
And finding drummers that aren't fucking emotional little fucking crybabies is impossible.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And
drummers and vocalists both are doing the same.
Drummers are worse, dude.
Oh, I know that, but there's a lot of vocalists that are. But go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, I actually used to manage a band. I produced them. I financed them. I bought most of their gear. I got their first album printed. They wouldn't let me sing. They're no longer a band, and I've sung more songs than them.
What band?
It was called Two Man Psycho Jam. They were insane. And there were 7 or 10 members.
Oh, so they were trying to be a Slipknot band.
They were trying to be whatever. It was before Slipknot. This is stuff that happened in the 90s.
Oh, I got you.
I was financing and buying equipment, buying guitars, basses, drums for people. I set up a recording studio. I financed for the album to be printed to CD, and then Two Man Psycho Jam did this thing online. They said we're chips in a pickle, and they put all my songs to MP3. So that's how bands and buddies work. Lifelong friends. That's how they work. They just
Oh,
do
tell me
that.
about it. I had a drummer buddy, man, that tried to get me to be in a band with him for years, man. Then when I finally broke down and said okay and was trying to put something together, he tried to go behind my back and fucking get me booted out of the band, telling all the other guys that I wasn't ready to be on stage.
Yeah. I've been on stages and I got bands asking me to sing for them, and I don't want to do it because I don't have the time. I don't have that time to make that piddly money that bands are making these days.
Well, I guess
Yeah.
it really depends on where you are and what the market's given. Because like where I'm at, man, like they're in India, like the area in Indiana where I live, they pay local bands basically twice what you were getting paid in Ohio where I was from. Like I remember in Ohio, you were lucky as a solo artist to get paid, $100 to $150 to do 4 hours. You know what I'm saying?
That's where I'm at.
And here in Indiana, I'm getting $100, and all they're asking me to do is 2.5 hours.
Yeah, no, I'm worth $250 an hour.
There's no money in music anymore.
Yeah, but there's money in me.
Well, actually, man, the live music is never going to die. I mean, people still want it. Like I actually just got booked to do a music festival the end of August.
I just bought the karaokecook.com. I'm gonna sing it while I fling it. Yeah, eat that shit.
But yeah, dude, I found that drummers are like they suffer from middle child syndrome on steroids, man. Because they sit in the back and nobody pays attention to them. They feel like they're all emotional and fucking get butthurt over everything.
Drummers are the most messed up individuals.
You guys
they are the best.
You guys say that, but me being a guitarist and switching over to drums for the last 6 months, I don't know what their deal is, because there's a lot of beats that are just a simple beat to where you can just show off.
Right.
And I know you sit in the background, but some people like that shit. Me personally, I would love to be in the background all day.
See, man, when I'm on stage, once I got over that stage fright, man, I became a fucking mic whore.
I played left field in Little League, and I've spoken in front of 500 people on stage about identity theft in Dallas and Las Vegas.
And you know what's crazy? I have found, being a musician, that I am more comfortable playing in front of larger crowds than I am playing in front of smaller crowds.
Yeah, because the reaction is bigger.
Well, no, it ain't that. You want to know it isn't that. What it is there's enough people there that I can't sit and focus on just one person. Whereas if it's a smaller crowd, I can sit there and individually see everybody's expression in the crowd.
I just look at everybody in a crowd and think I'm naked.
But now, actually, what broke me in my stage fright is there was this old lady, man, that had been playing music for like 30 years, man. And, this is back when I was still, a rookie at open mics, and I'd only done like maybe a half dozen of them. And she looked at me, she said, "Brian, let me ask you something." I was like, "What's that?" She's like, "Why do you got stage fright?" I said, I don't know. I can't seem to get over it. And she's like, "Well, let me ask you this. Why'd you start playing music? Or why'd you start playing the instrument you like?" I said, "Or you play?" I said, "Because I like guitars." She said, "Okay, well, why'd you start playing the music you play?" "Because it's the music that I like and I listen to." She said, "So it sounds to me like you're on stage playing the instrument that you want to play and the music you want to hear. So who gives a fuck what everybody else thinks?"
Nice. Yeah.
And when she told me that and laid it out like that, I was like, damn, that makes a lot of sense. If you don't like it, leave.
Just do it.
I wish I could find it, but I had a avatar that I would put on here sometimes of me on stage. I don't know what the hell I did with it.
I used to have a whole bunch of fucking
I always
pictures
played
of
an
me at one
Ibanez
stage.
7 string.
I was part of that big Facebook purge of 2020, and they took
Played
14
an
years
Ibanez
and everything away.
What's up, Zach? You got something to say, or you just waving?
I played an Ibanez 7 string.
Nobody wants to hear what Zach has to say. He's a Broncos fan, and fucking the Broncos suck ass.
What? Where's Denver?
John Elway sucks dick.
Horse tooth, bitch. Oh, sorry. I hate John Elway too.
His
Must be
Broncos
you're an Ohio guy, which means you were probably a Browns fan, weren't you?
No, I just live in Ohio.
Dude, I was a Browns fan all my life, all the way up until about 10 years ago.
I was a Steelers fan because
I already hate you.
Well, I don't care. When I was a kid, you know, that's who won, and I was like, yeah, and then they won again. I was like, yeah. You know,
I remember the original Cardiac Kids with fucking Bernie Kosar and Eric Metcalf.
Well, I was with Terry Bradshaw, the 70s. That's when I just.
I'm definitely a Steeler.
I mean, I was like a 6-year-old, for crying out loud.
Dude, the Browns are like the Browns are like the Cubs of the fucking NFL.
The Browns have the biggest fan base of any because everybody loves a loser.
Yeah, I just couldn't hack it no more. Look, dude, after what they did to Tim Couch, I was done.
I wouldn't sit on him.
Tim Couch was one of the best quarterbacks in fucking college. He was a #1 draft pick, and the Cleveland Browns ruined that man.
The Browns took Fry from the University of Akron. He was a dipshit. I played pool with him. McFry, remember the McFry that you could get at McDonald's across the street from the University of Akron? Oh, get the McFry. He's going to the Browns.
Well, dude, think about it. Look at all the fucking big fucking name football players that started out in the Browns and sucked when they played for the Browns and then went somewhere else and fucking just became fucking dominant forces.
It's because of bad management, bad ownership, bad coaching. Not
It's
enough
fucking
time.
Browns curse, man. That's what it is. When Art Modell stole the Browns from fucking Paul Brown, it cursed them forever.
You can't just own a team and not let people mature in their positions. You can't just do that, Zach. What? Do you have something to say, man?
Fuck the Broncos.
Right. I actually stopped liking the NFL this year. I won't support sports that are supporting anti-American groups.
I stopped supporting the sports 5-6 years ago, honestly, man. The NFL was longer than that, but it was probably about 5-6 years ago I even stopped watching college ball.
Yeah, it's gone to shit.
I don't watch any of it. I just get mad about it because I know it's on the news, and every time I'm at the bar, I get to see an hour and a half worth of bullshit that I hate seeing.
Bullshit, yeah.
What I do like, though, is I like watching high school sports. Now, that's fun.
Yeah. I drove the van for the soccer team at my high school after I graduated, and I was there for a few rumbles in the soccer field.
My daughter, she was a starter for the junior and senior year girls basketball team where she went to school. I was proud of her junior year, man. I'll never forget. There was one day that this girl pissed her off. They kept fighting the whole game, and this girl went to try and steal the ball from her, and she got it. And my daughter, she come running up behind her, grabbed that girl by the back of her hair, and face planted her right on the fucking basketball court and took that personal foul with pride.
Yep.
And I jumped up and screamed, "That's my girl."
In '87, we had a defensive person or an offensive person kick our goalie in the face and break his jaw, and the bleachers emptied. And they emptied, and it was a brawl.
Oh shit. Well, I think I'm gonna hop off here, man, and go rub on the wife a little bit. But it was a pleasure. I'll talk to y'all later, man.
Later, trailer.
Oh, what happened? What's his name? That's weird. Yeah, I was watching this interview on YouTube where you guys are,
What the heck's going on here?
I don't know what.
I lost you guys for a minute. Anyway, what I was saying on there was I was breaking up, but I always played a 7-string Ibanez guitar, and
Yeah,
I absolutely loved it.
right on.
And I wouldn't trade it for nothing. I wish I could go back to those days now that I'm older and more responsible.
Yeah.
But like I said, I bought myself a drum set because you can't hardly depend on anybody to do anything with you anymore. And
True.
Zach got rid of all his Denver Broncos gear. He knows they suck. He got rid of them.
Because the Steelers are the best.
That's right. The Pittsburgh Steelers.
Terry Bradshaw.
You can't.
Lynn Swan.
You cannot dismiss, though. I mean, those guys are the greats. Terry Bradshaw, Lynn Swan, Charles Woodson, Mean Joe Brown.
Who was a member who went to the Korea War, lost half his foot on a landmine, that played for the Steelers?
That wasn't that Lamb.
No.
John Lambert.
John.
He was the one that was like the baddest linebacker to ever play for the Steelers.
Yeah, and he was the one that stepped on a landmine. Jack Lambert.
That's it. Yeah, but anyway, you can't dismiss Ben Roethlisberger when he first got there and before football went out of hell. Because they had Hines Ward, they had Troy Polamalu.
And I'm back in the 70s going, saying they had better than ever.
Oh, yeah, back in the 70s was the best team ever.
Terry Bradshaw was a funny guy. He's in several movies and stuff.
Out of all those Super Bowls, they wouldn't have been the leader in Super Bowls if it wasn't for the Ben Roethlisberger era.
Yeah.
They won 4 Super Bowls in a 6-year period, and they've won 6. So Ben's only won 2. I contribute the other 4 to Terry and the team.
I don't know that I contribute him to Terry because he had Lynn Swan, and
That's why I said and the team. You got to have a quarterback. He's the one that gives the ball to everybody.
Mike, yes, I do know some no man's land around here. I'm up in I'm in the northeast part of the state, and we have a very very big public land area here. It's called the North Cumberland Plateau. It connects Tackett Creek Game Reserve with what used to be called Royal Blue. They combined them both and call it North Cumberland Plateau.
I'm actually looking at property in Georgia where my grandfather lived.
Georgia would be a nice state if they weren't so crooked in government.
Well, I'm going to live close to the border.
I don't blame you. Either border there is good too. I mean, Tennessee's a good state and Florida's a good state. But the thing about Florida is, my experience from living there is my experience from living in I'm sorry, I'm reading the chat. From living in Florida is that every asshole from every other state
they moved there. They fucking moved there to be an asshole in that state. It's a great state. I lived there. And yes, you're either born an asshole in Florida or you're not an asshole that moved to Florida. That's the way I figure. I mean, I got good friends. I make good friends when I lived there, but a lot of assholes.
A lot of your typical Florida crackers are
crackers.
Well, that's what they call themselves because they were the actual real crackers. They were men on horse. They done horse drives. They were cattlemen. They called themselves the Florida Crackers.
They Graham or saltine?
It's a literal term in Florida.
I know. I got called a cracker today, and I told the guys, like, am I Graham or saltine? Tell me if I should be offended.
But
yeah.
Anyway, what I'm getting is the original people that lived there their whole lives and their families are really decent people, but the ones that have moved in from other states, most of them come from like New York, Boston,
Ohio,
and they're all assholes.
Total assholes.
Sorry to hear that.
Well, you think about it. Assholes go south. That's
Who does it nowadays?
Well, that's the way your butt works. It all goes south. Unless you're pointed east or west.
Silver, whenever you do, if you do go to East Tennessee, hit us up on here. Let me know. I'm from the area. I've lived here my whole life. I did move out of state a couple times, but I know the area very well.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I'm in East Tennessee. It's where I've lived my whole life. I've moved out a few times, but I always come back.
Let's say that about where I live.
Where do you live?
Akron, Ohio, and they say there's no gravity here. It just sucks. It sucks you back in, so you just get stuck here.
Well, at least you're a red state. Anyway.
No, we're not.
They, to be honest with you.
Yeah. minus the Ronald Governor you have.
Yeah, and every Democrat that owns every part of this state. It's one Republican and 50 Democrats that run this state.
To be honest with you guys, I know a lot of people that have moved from Kentucky, that have moved from around the area, that state that Tennessee is the best state to live in, which I've not seen every state in the world. I don't know. But up and down the East Coast, I prefer to live in Tennessee over any other state on the East Coast.
Going north to south, it's the fastest state to drive through.
Yeah, oh yeah.
North to south, yeah, it's fast to drive through. But east to west, it's a long drive.
It is, but I used to live in Texas and Florida, and I want to live in either one of those besides Ohio. And I'm gonna be moving somewhere. I'm gonna be coming to a state near you, or near you, or near you, or near you. I don't know how many people are in chat. I'll just keep saying it. I'm not gonna say it again. It's just like stupid to keep doing that.
It's all good.
Who's got visitors? I hear a squeaky door.
Yeah.
Is that you, TCP?
Next thing you'll hear is Next thing you'll hear is him pissing in the toilet. So.
No, I don't do that.
He has one under his desk.
No, he'll walk to the bathroom and forget to turn his mic off, and he'll let it rip.
That hasn't happened yet.
Oh, I heard him buzzing something.
That hasn't happened.
Was that the shaving the
hell?
That hasn't happened in a while, TCP. Is that what you're saying?
No, I was just looking outside because it's raining pretty good down here, up here. It's supposed to have rain until like Sunday, so it's a pouring. That's why I opened the door.
I bet it's Biden making the rain.
Mike, I agree with you.
He could eat shit.
I agree with you 100%, Mike. Conservatives can come to Tennessee, but if you're a liberal, stay the hell away.
No, what the hell? I've always been a conservative.
No, I'm talking to Mike. He said conservatives can come to Tennessee, but liberals need to stay in New York.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, stay the hell in your frickin' stink. Stay there. Damn it.
You know how many people have moved out of California in the last 6 months?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they try to bring the liberal bullshit to Texas. Yeah.
Or could a staffing firm, people are trying to get the heck out of places like New Jersey, New York, California. And they don't believe me. Some of the staffing firm people that I work with, they're like, no, they're not going to move from this state to that state. Yeah, they are. They want to get in here.
If I was Babbitt of Texas, I blew them all the hell out.
Texas.
They try to take their freaking ideology and try to make the red states blue. Well, it ain't working, so.
Texas is a pretty good state. They only have a few liberal cities. I mean, but Texas is so big that a few liberal cities don't bother them.
There's actually a Republican that won one of those cities. I forget what the heck it was. It's like way south.
Yeah, the one that was a former military, the one that wears the patch over his eye.
No, not that one. It was some other Republican that recently won. I forget what the heck his name is.
That guy recently won.
He's actually a veteran, and he was injured. I don't remember his name.
I don't either. Yeah, he did that big. He did that big commercial where he jumped out of the plane.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
He's a senator, isn't he?
Yeah. Great, you got order right. I like these. Sorry, looking at the radar.
Did you see where Bob Marley said today that the Senate does, or no, it was AOC said the Senate doesn't control things and they'll have to get over themselves.
She just needs to shut her mouth because she sounds like a dumbass.
I mean, think about it, guys.
The
Senate.
There's no way a person could get that stupid, but yeah, well, she is.
The Senate has ran the game for probably the last 8 years. I don't know what it was like before, but I know they ran the last 4 years.
The Telegraphics.
Hi, Zach. I've been honking you in all your lives just to say hi, so I thought I'd come up and say hi in person.
Oh, it's so loud.
I want you to meet somebody, Zach.
Wow.
It's genius.
Turn around this way. This is Ace. He's my service dog.
Zach, don't even think about it.
He's little, but he's big on health.
Zach, put the peanut butter away.
So, I have an answer to what I was talking about earlier. It's Dan Crenshaw.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember.
I don't know. He might be running for president in the next few years. Wouldn't that be interesting?
Not really. Not for me.
Well, I might be. So how interesting is that? I might start tomorrow, for crying out loud. I'm getting sick of this.
I think Zach should run.
I think the whole Patriot movement should run.
You got that right.
Everybody who has stood up for what they think is right, we all need to throw our hat in the ring. I'm falling asleep here.
Yeah, I think we all are.
Why is that doing that? I do not know why my camera's acting up.
He designs intricate devices such as the world's first.
No idea.
It's Zach shining his spotlight. He'd like to get a better look at the puppy.
Oh, jeez.
I don't even have anything on in here. I have no idea what that's doing or why.
Ooh, like he's a little too loud. Ooh.
Who is that just popped in?
That's Smiley.
Smiley.
The guy who comes up and never says nothing.
I do when I got something to say, which is not now.
Hey, Smiley. Did you find your escaped
Kay's still on the loose.
Mentally unstable woman?
Yeah, with overalls and a tattoo on her chest.
Shit.
I didn't see overalls, but I'll take your word for
it. Well, she might have lost them when she was running in the woods.
Damn. Yeah. Oh, boy.
Zach. Zach, wake up. It ain't bedtime yet.
Actually, I think it's still kind of late for him there, isn't it?
Zach, brother, I am going to get off here and go to bed. You guys enjoy the panel for the rest of the evening. I love every one of you.
Have a good one, Evelyn.
We will.
Good night, Reaper.
Don't forget, Saturday morning, I will be on Liberty Warrior doing a panel with him, and come check that
Saturday
out.
morning?
Yep, Zach and
Okay.
Zach has a new channel started up. We need everybody to get over there and subscribe to that channel, because if Zach ends up sick or having to go somewhere, that'll be a way for me and TCP to still have this if Zach can't be around.
That's going to be in the description, right? Here? Going to be in the description here?
Zach, can you do that?
Yeah, you'll put it in the chat.
I'm sure he'll put it somewhere. But he's doing better right now, so we shouldn't need it for a few more weeks at least. So. But go ahead and go over there and get subscribed. I love you guys. Have a good night.
Good
night.
Good night.
And since I'm not around to be a dick, it is your job now, Steve.
What the fuck? I guess
no comment. Like shit.
Yeah.
Hey, somebody's got to do it, man.
No, I'm good at it. It's cool.
All right.
We need controlled opposition on our side.
I don't know what side I'm on anymore. Wait, my side, your side, our side. That's the side.
Yeah.
Hey, Silver Girl, do you like purple?
No, nothing like that.
It looks like you like the color purple.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I could
I
tell.
like purple and I like red, but I don't like pale. I don't have a white wall in this house.
Right.
I like color.
Purple rain. I can't sing that song. I'm not Prince or a squiggly mark.
Works.
Well, if you take the vaccine, your voice pitch will go like Prince.
I'm not getting jabbed.
Oh, no way.
Oh, this technology. I just heard it. Who's watching TV that said technology? And then I said jabbed. What? That's you, isn't it, Silver Girl?
No.
Who's watching the TV?
It got to be conservative Patriot.
It says this is a pigeon, for crying out loud.
I don't have. I've got TV on in the other room.
Isn't there's kamikaze buttons or something? Kamikaze buttons.
Kamikazes? What the hell?
I don't know. I'm just hearing things. Let me turn my eyes off.
I don't hear anything.
I don't know what the heck is going on. Yeah.
Hey, conservative Patriot, have you been to any rallies lately?
Yeah.
Which one?
Like a official Trump rally or like
either one.
Oh no. He hasn't come around yet, so
you're waiting for him to come to your state?
I don't think it's gonna happen. It's too fucking liberal here.
He came to Ohio, but I didn't go there because I was working.
Yeah, he was pretty hot there too. But then I don't know. They said it freaking cooled down afterwards. I was like, okay, that's good. Let me tell you, it's like it's like he never left. You know what I mean? Freaking energy was there. You know, nothing was off. That's how you know he's back. I think he had about what, 40,000 attend there early. But you know, Dale had what, had 80 million votes. Yeah, give me a break.
Yep.
Guy's not even the president. He's packing stadiums. I mean, come on.
Yep. It's a good strategy to rally early.
Oh yeah, he's doing it for a reason because he wants very much to win back the House and the Senate because he knows they keep Democrat Ron. He's never gonna get anything freaking he wants done fast.
Well, they're doing so many bad things that he might as well start early. Otherwise, he has to talk about like the history of the Biden years when he's officially campaigning.
Yeah.
Yep.
Zach?
About the oh, go ahead, buddy.
Well, hey family, thank you for being here for a great panel. I just want to say that we all need to stick together even though we might disagree sometimes. I love each one of you, and we will get through this evil.
Amen, brother.
We have to stick together because if we don't have.
Yeah, we gotta stop this arguing with each other. It's just, you know, it's stupid.
One of the things that I'm very keenly aware of because I'm 71, severely disabled and alone, except for ACE. The old people that are wanting to support and be a part of all this don't know how. We know what we know, and we know that we want to help. I have a special interest with kids and abuse issues and want to get involved, for example, and have no way of doing it. There's got to be a way that we, the Patriots, can come up with to involve people in actually not just getting involved in their local elections and all that, which is a great thing, but we need to be doing something active, concrete now. And the older group, we don't know what to do. Those who have transportation and who can get out and get involved, that's one thing. But there's an awful lot of old people that don't have that ability, or else they have to fight their children and their grandchildren to be able to do it. We just need some kind of way of getting people together that are in the same communities. Like I live on a 26-mile long peninsula. It's 26 miles long and 4 to 6 miles wide. It's a lot of old people. But there's no way for us to and in Washington, so you don't go knocking on doors looking for a liberal. I mean a conservative in Washington. And there's got to be a way to get us together all over the country so that neighborhoods and cities or whatever can get together one-on-one with each other, even with email, that kind of thing, so that we could support each other and be there if there's a need. But there's no way to do that right now, and I don't have a clue.
Well, that's what we Patriots need to do. We need to talk with each other in our own communities, because you got to think, during the American Revolution, that's how it started. We started talking with each other in taverns, for heaven's sakes. The Marine Corps was actually founded in a tavern.
You can actually join me on the pacifist page of Facebook, and I share videos about fighting and surviving on that Facebook page. That's a great.
I got kicked permanently off of Facebook.
I'm working on it.
I could care less.
They didn't like what I had to say about pedophiles and pedophilia and children, and they didn't like that at all, and they took me down and said never again.
That's because Zuckerberg.
I get an IP.
Zuckerberg.
I need a VPN in order to get it back onto Facebook.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
But that's what we need to do. We need to start organizing. We need to start talking with other patriots within our communities and figure out what we could do to take this country back.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be
the more people we have, guess what?
I mean,
it's a winning situation.
Yeah, I did. A lot of us old ones aren't very able to do a lot, but most of the old people have big mouths, if nothing else.
Well,
what have we got to lose? We don't have jobs. You're not going to make me get a vax in order to keep my job. I don't have one.
You could always buy me some ammo, and I can do the job.
I didn't know he's going to go that route.
I just want to see if don't forget us old folks out here. We may not be as active, but we want to be involved, and we also have lots we want to give. As far as, just help.
You could make funny memes.
I wish. But, I was just throwing that out there because, I've been in touch with Hawk, for example, in that he's the closest one I know. And if this just goes down bad, there's going to be 2 or 3 of us that are going to need a way out off this peninsula. And I don't swim, and I don't think Ace does either.
Well, I live in the Bronx, so I live in a mostly leftist place. So I understand what it's like to be surrounded.
It must be a ghost town now. Oh shit!
Not really.
No, it's not. I was just in the Bronx last
It's overcrowded
week.
still. It's still overcrowded.
There's so many people. My God, why are all you people living there?
Well,
there's a lot of conservatives there too. A shitload, actually.
There are. They just don't talk about it because we will be shunned for it.
Oh, they don't give a shit. There's people that go out, freaking rallies all the time.
I was
here, freaking New York.
So one of the things is that
damn.
One of the things is that most New York City jobs are union jobs or government jobs, like public schools, hospitals, all types of government work. So people are scared of losing their jobs if their employers find out what their politics are.
I was actually in Garden City, New York, 2 weeks ago.
Like I said, there's people having freaking rallies outside of New York City all the time.
Yeah, but are they from New York City? I feel like some people travel to go to rallies. Yeah. Well, no, I can't contact any Trump supporters locally. Like I send them messages on Telegram or Gab, and they just ignore me.
They're so, they're so keyboard patriots out there.
Some of the New York Trump supporters are narcissistic because I sent them messages and they don't respond.
I was in New York recently delivering medical equipment for because I'm a expedited deliverer on the weekends.
Yeah. What hospital did you deliver to?
I can't tell you.
Is it Presbyterian or?
I don't know.
Montefiore.
I'm just making some money.
Albert Einstein. There's a lot of hospitals. I know them.
Smiley.
There's Lincoln Hospital.
Smiley. Smiley. Stop it. I don't remember what.
Yeah, he just had to deliver the shit and then go get the hell out of there.
Yeah, I drove 1,000 miles in 24 hours, and I was in.
Oh, frig.
I don't know where.
That sucks.
It was actually 1,400 miles, but I don't know. I was somewhere.
I need a mover.
I just used my GPS and then I drank a lot of 5-hour energy drinks.
Oh boy. Oh, excuse me.
Thank you for letting me come up. I gotta go. Ace says he gotta go potty, and I'd rather do it outside than in the house. So I'm gonna get off. Thank you.
Thank you, Silver.
Have a good night, Silver.
Good night.
God bless. All right. Okay. We got thank you to Uber Guy, David Lotus, Maurice Duck, Dangerous Freedom After Dark, Rapid 101, Technical Technician, and all the rest of our Patriot family. We appreciate this family. Bam! With that, as further ado, and good night.
Good night. Guess we're out of here.